Okay, hello. I'm Josh Fox. I'm the director of the Gasland films and other things. And I'm here in San Luis Obispo with the Coalition to Protect San Luis Obispo County. And there's a ballot initiative that you need to know about, which is to ban fracking and all new oil wells.
Exactly.
And let's just talk about that for a second. I'm going to throw over here to these wonderful people who are your neighbors and friends to talk for a second about it.
Yeah, we're excited to share with you. We have an initiative that's going to be on the ballot in November 18 to 2018. We need you to vote no new oil wells, ban fracking.
Right.
Protect our water.
So a couple of, I think, really important issues here. Number one, well, how do we even rank them? I'm not going to rank them. I'm just going to throw out a whole bunch of things. You're on a fault line, right, for earthquakes. Fracking and injection wells cause earthquakes. So you don't want to have an earthquake induced by fracking. I've been to towns where there were 1,000 earthquakes induced by fracking, small ones and big ones, up to a 4.7. That can put cracks in the walls of your local high school. That can do all sorts of things that are damaging, especially when you have, what is it, the last functioning nuclear power plant just down the road piece? How far away?
Yeah, pretty close by.
Okay, so this is a dangerous situation, number one. Number two, you have water consumption issues. Each of these fracking wells takes 2 to 7 or 2 to 9 million gallons of water. That water is not usable again, and most of it stays down in the formation. And what does come back up is highly toxic and polluted, as well as you have a groundwater contamination issue and a surface water contamination issue. You're having a drought, and you're also having a lot of floods, right? So if you have floods, all that contamination can wash off of those oil well sites and come right down the hill, washing into the environment, because you don't have stormwater protections. The oil and gas industry is exempt from those protections in the Clean Water Act. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to ban this activity. My films, Gasland, Gasland Part 2, and How to Let Go of the World and Love All the Things Climate Can't Change, all are very explicit in terms of why we need to ban fracking, to protect communities, to protect water, to protect public health, and to protect our climate, which is the last possible, another reason that I would say to ban fracking. Protect the climate. We can't develop more fossil fuels, certainly not in climate vulnerable areas. That makes absolutely no sense. You have fires, you have droughts, you have floods. This is also a public health risk, right? It scares you probably to have gas wells near residential homes, and we're talking about a couple of miles from Pismo Beach. That is not far enough away from residential areas to be safe for kids, to be safe for people. For all these reasons, and many, many, many more, we urge you to vote to ban fracking. And is that how do people do that?
Well, they're going to do that by registering to vote,
okay,
and voting in the November election for measure, whatever it's going to be. We don't have the letter yet, so
okay,
they'll be voting for a measure which
okay,
will ban new oil wells in the county, and then especially the oil field that you were talking about, Josh, right east of Pismo Beach. That is slated for a huge increase in its production, 450 new wells, which is really going to threaten both the quantity of water and the quality of water. And so banning new wells will prevent that from happening. That facility can continue to operate actually fairly sustainably over the next few years until basically they're economically no longer viable, which is the direction oil's going.
Right, so the truth here is this is not a theoretical thing. This is not a fracking ban that's happening because of, just for fun. This is actually a threat. 450 new wells is a lot of wells. That's a lot of emissions. Each one of these wells is a point source of emissions. Each fracking site is a Superfund site. You're talking about 450 new emission sources just 2 miles from where people are living or less, or in a half a mile from where you're living.
Yeah,
isn't that right?
yeah, and not to mention the amount of water that's used for each well is, we don't have that water.
Yeah, and as far
We
as
need
we
to protect
know,
it for the future.
excuse me. as far as we know right now, those 450 new wells are going to be steam injection, steam flooding. As far as we know, they're not proposed for fracking, but that is a possibility.
Right.
So, we don't know what's going in there.
Right. Well, I mean, the point is here for public health reasons, for climate change reasons, for community democracy reasons, for the health of our planet. We need you in California to be leaders on this. And we've been campaigning for a statewide ban. We have not got it yet. It will happen, whether that's under Jerry Brown or the next governor. We have to ban fracking. However, this is the way to do it. You ban it at the local level, one place at a time. This is what happened in New York. When we got our fracking ban, we already had something like 200 local bans going. That helped change the world. With this action, you can help change the world. All right, well, let's end this brief video unless there's a last word that we want to say here in terms of...
We, the citizens, have the power, and we can do this when we come together.
Yeah. This is amazing. That's exactly right. As citizens, you can take on the biggest and most destructive and wealthiest industry on the planet, which is big oil, and push us towards renewable energy, towards a better future. This is a prime moment. You say to yourself, oh my God, climate change. Oh, what can I do? Oh, I can't do anything. Now, right now, you can do something, which is to vote for this. Mm-hmm. There it is, a ban on new oil wells. Hopefully you'll be able to invert. All right, okay. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
John.
you.
See you next time.